Stay in tune, McCoys, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we get into the campaigns of Howl's Harrows. And the last time, well, we basically ripped up a city pretty badly, flattened most of it, actually. It was rather hilarious. And ran into one of Shade's Templars, which was really cool. Unfortunately, we had taken it for cash, and, well, there was no real opportunity to grab it. We did manage to get our hands on some interesting equipment from it, but, well, the rest of it was pretty trash. So we're at the beginning of another month. We have a couple more missions to get done with on the planet, and in that vein, capture base, manufacturing facility. We've discovered the Draconis Combine has reactivated an old manufacturing facility in this system. To maintain the balance of power in the system, the Tartugan Dominion needs to capture this facility. You'll make a surgical strike, occupy the base, and then hold until Tartugan forces can arrive to take control. There'll be 470 priority salvage, 379,200 Zeebles at only 2.5 skulls. So we are taking this one for maximum stuff. Capture base, I'm expecting a couple of turrets. Maybe I'll be able to get some weaponry that I kind of need. Or if we manage to steal a couple of mechs, that would be lovely as well. Although it looks like the Rakatar has been placed on top of the hill, which is, well, pretty decent, actually. You would want him on an Overwatch position. That looks reasonably heavy. Lovely. So we did not bring the burner boy on this one, but thanks to our amazing engine upgrades, the company is dropping a little bit heavier. So today we have Jester driving the champion with its heavy Gauss rifle, MML 15 and quad medium laser. Death Crusade in Kerensky stick with its twin MRM heavy 30s and a Hag 20 for a little bit of backup whenever needed. Paradox driving the Charger with a pair of boomstick switches. Well, it's basically LB20Xs, which are fun. Howl, of course, driving her standard Gauss Wolf because it's kind of become her signature at this moment. Mockingbird in the Rakatar with the twin rotary AC5s from the Risk Corporation. Well, actually, it's an Institute of Science, but still. Showboat in the Thanatos. Thankfully, we now have our laser AMS point defense once again. Coach in the Lament, which I still am in the market for a pair more ERPPC clans. That way I can save myself some more weight. And Finn, finally, in the Catapult Mark III for all the massive, awesome captures that we need. So, with that all out of the way, let us set out into the battlefield to see if we can't run into the enemy. Hey, we've run into the enemy. It's a hybrid carrier. Oh, that needs to die. Thunderbolts as well as LRMs. They often carry thermal bolts as well. And I don't want to allow that to happen. So give me a target lock. That's not great, but fire everything you got anyway. Oh, wow, you managed to hit twice. Good job. So, oh, if only you had doubled up on some location, we could have had a death there. That would have been awesome. We'll just shift on right here. We do have to run through this, but we can set our suckers over to cluster mode for a 25%. I am going to full warlord this because I would like to remove this from the table quickly. And we managed to crit one of his swarms. I'm just going to keep the firepower going into it. If I can kill this hybrid carrier at the beginning, that'll be such a huge thing off our back. Unfortunately, there's not a lot more I can do about it when it comes to the guys down below, because there's no way you're going to have any kind of shot at all. Yeah, 0.9%. It's not even worth wasting the round, because we do kind of need those rounds. And the Catapult 3 can actually probably lay a shot into it. In fact, I'm going to once again see if I can't. Oh, I'm not in range. Can I sprint into range? Oh, no, you're just stuck. Shoot. Well, in that case, capturing is going to become a lot harder. Just give him all the missiles he's got. And we managed to get a couple of hits. Unfortunately, none of them managed to blow him up just yet, but we are working on it. And he then jammed both of his weapons. So he's stuck, and he's jammed. Good job. Running on forward, see if I can get some Gauss rifles on. It'll be a 5.4% chance, and there's a mech in between us. No, unfortunately, I can't risk it. Death Crusade in Kerensky's stick, on the other hand, should actually be able to do a fairly significant amount of damage. So I'm going to rush on over here. Take aim at the target. In fact, I'm going to give another sensor lock. See if we can't just... Oh, still outside of range. Not good. Alright, so we're just going to fire everything I've got at him. Yep, listen, kills, hags, blast away. The big bubble. Hey, he gave him the big bubble. Alright, so we managed to take out the part of the Kuritan garrison. That's a couple of interesting pieces of equipment. We don't really use Thunderbolts. They're too easy to counteract through various means. Specifically, AMS just completely shuts them down. It becomes a bit of a problem, actually, just how easily they are removed from an equation. But hey, killing something on the first turn is always a great thing to manage to pull off, because everybody gets massive amounts of protection on the first turn and sensors don't work. So that was why we had to burn so many sensor locks onto the target in order to try and just bring him into some semblance of view. So that worked out pretty well, okay. Not amazing, because so much firepower had to be wasted on it. Lament's about to take a little bit of long-range fire, and as you can see, just turn one swap protection just really makes first turn engagements pretty rough. That's a mortar carrier, but I want to blow him into little tiny pieces. We are in the market for artillery, but when I say we're in the market for artillery, I mean we're in the market for real artillery. So something huge and powerful. Is that a Centurion? Yeah, that's a Centurion. Yep. So we've got a Centurion and a random carrier. We've got even more incoming missiles. However, luckily for us, we happen to have the Thanatos providing excellent point defense, all up as good as it can. 17 of 60 is not bad, though. What are you? You're an LRM carrier just flat out. Okay, you need to die. So we've identified 3 more targets. I assume this is from the Curitan garrison, which we want to destroy. You're not doing anything, so sit still. You can't even counter jam because you're not close enough. Sprint on in. Actually, no. You should be the last one to ever move. Well, not to ever move, but you should be preferably not the first one to go, because your shotguns can hopefully open up some really interesting options. Oh, it's a Komodo. That's interesting. And then, of course, Centurion. So I think I'm going to lay a little bit of fire down onto the mortar carrier, just see if I can't remove him, just in case he has things like... Oh, he's got acid. Yeah, kill him. I was kind of expecting that. However, my counter acid, only 2 of them hit. We're going to have to try and get onto him as soon as possible, because I don't want to deal with the, frankly, somewhat broken acid rounds. They, for some reason, do not seem to... They don't do the damage they're supposed to. It's pretty much the only way I can describe it. I'm going to double tap. I kind of figured I wouldn't hit him with the actual cannon shell, so I did separate them out a little bit. And now we'll pull in with an ERPVC, who happens to be fairly decent long-range-ish combat. Still not enough. Oh, we're scattering all over the place. What else we got over here? We got a Saracen with MRMs, which, and a Dervish. Always an interesting thing to actually show up. I don't think I'm going to save any of these. I do believe the Komodo is a Nova, and that's only making me think it's a Nova more. And then the LRM carrier needs to die, but really this mortar carrier needs to die first. Thanatos, you tend to have a fairly significantly awesome shell when you manage to hit targets. So do you have a line of sight? Like, that will have to do. It's going to be close. Yeah, that's not going to be good. Missed pretty bad. Missed really bad.
Minimal damage on that hit.
Right, you shot the... Who in the back? Yeah, you shot the Charger in the legs, didn't you? Good job. Yeah. Death Crusade.
What can I do you for?
Kerensky Stick might be able to finish this one off. Kerensky Stick is fairly good at finishing people off because, well, when you bring all of these missiles to bear, it tends to work out pretty nicely. Move, no visual, ECM shield. Let's see if we can't cut through the ECM shield using one of our sensor locks that we didn't have before. Hopefully that'll help out just a little bit. I'm just kind of looking to get as much as I can. It did, rather significantly, actually. So hit him with all of the shots that you can. All right, lovely. Vehicle destroyed, so we don't have to worry about that. So we'll probably, we might salvage some of those acid rounds. I don't know. Mortar 8 doesn't really kind of feel like it. I'd rather have a sniper artillery piece or something. You know, big cannons. I like big guns, and I cannot lie. A long tom, of course, would be ideal, but I don't think we have one. I think we have a sniper, though. We just have to find... Well, basically, we need to steal a Heliopolis. The Heliopolis is kind of designed for it, and having one would be a great thing. Komodo moving on forward, and not really doing all that much so far. We are kind of in a really terrible drop position here because we need to fight our way up from the riverbank, which is really kind of bad. As you can see, our accuracy is absolutely terrible. I am going to Warlord because I don't really feel a need of stealing a Komodo. We missed him. We have everything except a single medium laser, but the pressure is on. And then we'll have to suffer through all of that is steadily coming towards him. Who else is on the move? LRM carriers not till 13. Oh, the Centurion's going to be next. I think this was a bog standard Centurion. Nothing special in it. So an AC-10, 2 medium lasers, LRM 5. I mean, it's a solid design, don't get me wrong. I mean, from a 30-25 perspective, the Centurion is really good. It gives you a lot of flexibility, a lot of durability, and that's what a lot of people need, especially in 30-25, because if you can't replace a mech, you really don't want to break a mech. What are you? Oh, you're the Centurion that moved over there. You know what? Stay up here. I know I moved you down, but I think you're not going to have any real luck at long-range firepower if you go down. So we're going to ramp this up, go full Warlord on this one for the first turn to control. Komodo, no. Centurion, no. I'd like to kill the LRM carrier if at all possible. Got some good penetration, but not that many hits. I was expecting more. But yeah, just blasting across half of the landscape. Luckily, being way up here, I don't think they shot down and hit anybody in the pit, so that should be okay. Alright, on to 13. Now comes our LRM carrier who just got opened up. Hopefully he will, you know, not do anything. I mean, he can't not do anything, but... LRM carrier shifting forward. Oh, interesting. And lay down on swarms on top of the Lament. Now the Lament we did sort of be super aggressive with. I wanted to remove the mortar from the field before all hell broke loose. But now, ooh, that might have been more. No, it wouldn't have been. Artillery doesn't get shot down by AMS. Oh, that was our Saracen MRM? Interesting. Who are you? Are you my dervish? Yes, you're my dervish. Oh, you're the pirate dervish too. So you have a pair of fire fists. I don't really need any more fire fists if I'm completely honest. Sure. You know what? Let's run right up to this Komodo and let's see if we can't get a pair of slugs into him. It's probably not going to be the best shot ever, but
On my way.
well, it's always nice to run up close to people with a charger.
You're gonna
Surprise!
be killing me now.
Missed, unfortunate, but twin shot. It was too brutal. Too brutal to be viewed on camera. He did hit him in the arm, but not ideal. There's obviously you would prefer to blow them into little tiny pieces, but I suppose we'll have to make that work. The Lament can now walk. It'll get rid of some of the stability problems. Could shoot the Komodo, but I don't really want to. I want to remove him from the board if at all possible. Triple hit with the ERPPCs and didn't kill him. How much armor do you have left? Just apparently none. So that's always lovely. The catapult is actually in range to provide a little bit of long-range fire support onto the carrier, so we'll activate both of our MMLs and send in the fire. Because why not? Hey, did he kill it? Crew compartment crit.
I think I hit something good.
I think you got it too. Alright, good job. And just sit still because you can't do anything. Which does make, capture attempts a little bit more difficult, which the goal of this had been capture attempts. I started this mission specifically to rob people. And that's not going to happen.
Shooting, just running.
You know what? Yeah, I was kind of expecting that. A little bit of acid onto him as well. 5 shots. We should probably start conserving heavy Gauss rifle rounds. It's going to take a little while before we're able to actually, utilize that a bit more efficiently. Until we can actually sort of get on the same level as him. And shot. Close enough. Structure exposed as well. Lovely. Kerensky's stick is just going to continue its steady walk on forward, as that appears to be working rather okay. Switch over to incendiaries. We're going to start getting some pressure onto him. And shut off the hag. So, have some heat. Never mind. We set off the ammo. That is, of course, the danger in trying to use heavy MRMs for capture attempts is ammunition tends to be really volatile, and it tends to be really easy to pop off. So you continue to run forward with the Gauss Wolf. That's fine. And Mockingbird. Mockingbird has one of her guns not working, which is a little less than ideal, obviously. We'll shift right over here. And could shoot at you, but you're a bit too close. I would fear about hitting friendlies. And there's the bandit back there. So yeah, you're going to take the Wrath. There we go, 2 hits. 2 of 4, not bad. And his other gun's unjammed. Are you starting to cycle? No, you've got them both running again. Hello, Mr. Bandit. I want to steal you. Can you come on down to the river's edge so I can start lighting you on fire? Oh yeah, he's got the massive rocket launch. Onto the Lament is probably a good target. Because the Lament obviously... Oh, 66 missiles. The Lament obviously does not like to have more heat on him. Being a triple ERPPC build, you try to avoid as much fire as possible. Unfortunately, it was not to be. Maybe we should try and steal the Komodo. It's already on fire. It should be in heavy armor range. The reason why I think stealing the Komodo might be real is I believe it's an Omnimech. I think it's a Nova. It's just a special Cureton stolen Nova. And if that's the case, then stealing it and manage to get all the parts to it, which is the reason why I took it, because we're playing for Tortuga, so they should bundle really good for us. If I manage to steal all the parts to it and sell it, I could sell it for a lot of cash. Good missile defense. Because my catapult's already sort of, they're better than that. They're Omnimex already, so. Catapult. I think we're going to steal the Komodo. There's no point, just brace this turn. Because I need to plan exactly how I want to do this. Because I kind of want to steal both these mechs, but heat is going to be a major problem. How do I want to do this? You move at 13, you move at 18. When is Currency's stick on the move? 22, 19, 18. So the Komodo's going to be able to move. Right. The Komodo's going to be worth well more in a way. Wait, no, it's not. It's 45 tons. Oh, really? Alright, that means you're not a... that means you're not what I'm looking for. Okay, you can die. Gonna move over towards the water's edge. See if we can't just open them up. Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting.
Here we go.
Good hit, triple hit, and now emergency coolant flush and the radical prototype double heatsink coolant flush. Yeah, it's all working. It's all doing what it's got to do. Moving to his back, and well, club him over the head. 54% chance of a little bit of a melee.
Still reading enemy contacts, Commander.
Yeah, we're aware, Darius. That's fine.
Proceed.
Oh, just oh. That's really the only way to describe that. A pair of AC-20s fired into the back of somebody. Yeah, he's having a bad day. Okay, I want to get you up onto the river's edge just because I'm not going to shoot at you, but it's the thought that counts. Get that temperature fully under control. Shoba moving on forward with the Thanatos. Shoot, Thanatos may actually want to move to the side. Yeah, we'll move to the side a little bit. It's still covering everybody. I may have just actually opened up the Thanatos to get shot at a lot by him. Gauss Wolf still in a problem. Needs to get up the hill. Could take a shot. It would be a fairly decent shot, but again, I want to see about trying to steal it. So in order to do that, I need to have Currency Stick start laying some serious heavy MRM rounds onto him. Oh, you see him from here. Oh, and really good accuracy too. All the heat. Can you take the heat? Head hit and Juggernaut.
That hit something good.
And he's unsteady. That was the plan.
Consider it done.
Lovely. And Mockingbird. Mockingbird is going to continue her engagement against... Oh, a light LRM carrier. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that anymore. Take aim. Not at you, but at you. Fairly decent accuracy despite the range. No more SAMs. So we have taken care of that. There's only 2 more left, unless reinforcements are about to show up, which they could. That is entirely a possibility. Although it is only a 2.5 skull mission, so I kind of anticipate we're going to be able to get through this quick. Oh, he's trying to flush and it's just not working. It's just not working for you, is it, buddy? Could just start trying to go for headshots here. Saracen MRM coming on closer and closer to the Rakatar. That may be a very poor decision for continued life on this earth. Can you move into his back? No, you can't. Okay, so therefore don't. Instead, if you can move into a position to shoot at our little buddy over there, you cannot. Okay, in that case, do nothing. Finn?
Waiting for orders.
Right, Finn can see a target, but that's not going to work. So we're just going to reserve this round. And Jester.
Standing by.
So Jester's champion could probably kick the crap out of this thing. I mean, I know for a fact it can. Because the champion here is 1, nimble, 2, able to get on target, and 3. A heavy Gauss rifle is a heavy Gauss rifle, and I don't really care what it is you brought to the table, but you're probably going to lose to that. So we'll shift on over here. I'm now in a position to deal maximum damage to him. We're not going to. We're basically just burning time while we wait until Kerensky's stick gets up. We would, of course, have Finn to back us up in our catapult should things have gone a little bit better, but unfortunately it was not to be. In a position.
You betcha.
He's surrounded. He should just give up. I mean, at this point, like, we got this guy. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to have the Charger shoot him in the back. Reserve.
Waiting for the shot.
Coach, no. Death Crusade. There we are. Can I get a little bit closer? There we are. 71s.
Speed, no shoot.
More heat. This should shut you down. And mech shut down. His incendiary ammo went off, and there goes his right torso. Darn it. Alright, there's no sense in keeping him alive anymore. I mean, I could run up and shoot him. That'd be rather hilarious, actually. Yeah, you're just gonna walk, because you gotta burn off more heat.
Orders.
Finn, kill him. Aim for his shoulder.
Time to unload.
Take it off. There we go. I mean, there's a radical prototype double heatsink kit, but those aren't as good as normal radical heatsink kit doubles. And the Rakatar.
I'm there.
Yes, you are. Good job. Okay, we've cleared off the enemy.
Vehicle down.
No more concerns on that.
Yes, Commander.
So we'll now have the Charger. See if it can't run. Not quite able to get in range. We're stopped right at the gates. Okay. So you can move right over here. Not too terrible. And Finn.
Commander.
Sit still. Do nothing. You're basically useless in this battle at this point. I mean, I kind of gave you that kill out of pity. I could have given it to my champion. Wanted to give it to the champion, but I'm not going to inflate its kill stats like that.
Acknowledged.
Alright, let's just get ourselves all up in here in case there's reinforcements. I don't think there will be. A little bit disappointing. Because we weren't able to capture anything.
Good to go.
I think, in fact, there's not even going to be enough equipment to steal. We someone said. Well, my mistake, and I knew it was a
Ready
mistake.
for order.
Should have taken this one for cash and the other one for parts, but I wanted to take the other one for cash because, well, I wanted to take this one for parts because it was bundled for Tortuga. That was my plan anyway.
Standing by.
And Mockingbird. Continue to move the Rakatar. Oh, those risk rotors are so good. Oh, we got more.
Got hostile contact.
We have a second chance. Where are they coming from? Do we know? Do you have an idea? Somewhere around here? There they are. That's a Wolverine. Meh. It's a Wolverine, I mean. Party truck. Party trucks have some interesting equipment on board. Not good, just interesting. So we'll go and we'll kill him.
Affirmative, Commander.
Through the Lament. That also brings into range a Urban Lord and an Ostwar. It's an interesting combination. This really feels very, very pirate. The Urban Lord is the negative one with the indirect fire howitzer. I may want to try and steal you, purely so that I can use you as the basis of a new mech. So sure, let's go and see if we can't steal the Urban Lord. And triple tap.
All weapons shipped.
Missed all 3 times on the party truck. Ralph D.
You gotta be shitting me. That should hit.
Whatever. Disco lasers, obviously not. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We're basically burning down the rainforest. We have become the evil. So there is that. Yeah, you've got quite the trip to get up here, don't you? If you want to get into that Urban Lord, you have to travel. Lament is providing close-in fire support. Well, actually, no, the Thanatos is providing the close-in fire support. 17 of 20 knocked out. That was pretty good. We're going to have to worry about his artillery, which is going to suck, but we can handle it. Especially if you come down the mountain. But because my mech that can deal with you is... Ooh, you missed me. He's trying to direct fire the champion with howitzer 2000s. That's a way to do it. Alright, Jester.
Got something you want done?
Yeah, I have a other mech that you need to murder, and perhaps even a party bus as you run up the mountain. Not good accuracy, not good accuracy. Even worse, obviously. So, sure, let's warlet it up. Target the party bus.
Targeting for an alpha.
Did we seriously hit him with the heavy gas and he's not dead? Holy crap.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
I'm surprised.
Good to go.
Alright, Charger, you have quite the trip to make. I mean, let's be honest here. You're probably not going to make it into a position to do anything for another couple of turns. Although you do have the advantage of running along the road.
Waiting for orders.
Yeah, you have a target. Your target is not the Wolverine. Sure, shoot the party truck. It's the absolute worst possible angle to shoot the party truck from because his front armor is gone. But you may as well make him not like you. And then Howl,
Waiting for orders.
or Gausswolf, might be able to see that party truck as well. Not quite. Alright, we'll just run her right here, not too much into the forest, that way she's not slowed down by this. I don't want to shoot the Urban Lord because I want to save the Urban Lord. Yeah, show it.
Waiting for orders.
This is going to be a primitive mech, but I think we might be able to build it anyway. I have some minor hope for it. It's obstructed, that's in fire. Alright, so you can't see it from here, but if we walk her over to here, I have to walk through flames. That'll work. Alright, yeah, fire the silver. Lots more acid, still hasn't managed to kill him just yet,
Yeah, critical hit.
but he's not dead.
Commander.
The Rakatar, yeah, the Rakatar is not in, well, ooh, actually, never mind. The Rakatar actually is in a position to brawl.
Ordnance received.
I mean, it's not great, but it's there. So give the Warlord. And give him bolt barrels.
That, Commander.
It's just so much damage.
Orders.
Oh, even with the bad accuracy, just so much damage. It's lovely. Rush on forward. Let's see what sort of accuracy I can get on this Urban Lord. I can kill the party truck. Okay. While we're passing through, let's kill the party truck.
Firing full complement on it.
There we go. Party truck delivered.
One for the
So we are trying to steal this Urban Lord because it does have artillery.
Easy on the armor, buddy.
Oh, did you shoot the Thanos in the back? Somewhere? A little bit, I guess?
Standing by.
Right, okay, so you're now in a position where you can... Sure, let's lay down a sensor lock on the Wolverine. I think you're in range. Yes, you are, for once. So we'll sensor lock him and then we'll lay down some LRM fire. It's probably not going to be all that accurate. It's only 21%.
Confirmed.
But every little bit counts. Because you're kind of stuck where you are. You get shot at, it's going to be extra damage that I really don't want to take. Okay, continue to sprint up the mountain, and you will actually have a side angle shot on the Ostwar. Too bad it's a terrible shot, so we're not going to take it. Luckily for us, the Ostwar is also incredibly, how do I describe this? Primitive, so not good. So rush on up into here. It's 30% according to this.
Roger. Full speed.
Am I getting jammed by something?
Engaging. Target.
Oh, nailed him despite that fact. Using our Gauss rifle, just blitzing right through that heavy Gauss rifle, and our MML is now unjammed. Lovely.
Commander?
How about, you can... I don't really want to put you in the middle of all of the flames, if I'm completely honest. Let's also help focus, shoot down the Wolverine.
Fun time.
There we go. Unsteady, lost his
Good to
evasion.
go.
Showboat should actually be able to just come on in here as we attempt to, you know, fire our way through an ecological disaster. Can I just get an angle that doesn't require me to walk in the middle of all the flames? Because the mech isn't, like, the chillest thing ever. Kind of comes with the territory of, unfortunately, you know, well, we'll do that.
Affirmative.
Handle the fire, you can take it.
Here we go.
There we go. I did an AC5 double ammo, but I don't think I needed it. Also had a C3, so that's actually pretty good.
Yes, Commander.
Howl, yeah, you and Death Crusade.
Commander.
Oh no, Death Crusade is still moving in on the Urban Lord. On the Urban Lord. Sensor lock. Urban Lord.
I've got a sensor lock.
Alright, light them up with the incendiary MMLs. Or MRMs. Shut off the Gauss.
Engaging target.
This is how it begins, buddy. Plus 60 heat is a good place actually to begin.
Waiting for orders.
And also the stability damage that it deals is pretty impressive. Probably not going to have a good enough shot. Yeah, that's not a good enough shot to try and shoot through the back of the champion.
Waiting
That
for
would
orders.
end in tears. Okay, yeah, you're just not in a position to do anything. So you can start moving across. Maybe I should get you like fluid guns or something so you can start putting out all the fires. I wonder if you can put out fires with fluid guns. That'd be really interesting. Yeah, just the entire forest burning down. This is what happens when you combine high explosive weapons. Yeah, I figured the champion was going to take a couple of rough hits. It is up front after all. Single medium laser to the Gauss Wolf. Are you just going to spread on everybody or what? Is that it? Of course, we still have the Urban Lord. The Urban Lord. I suppose I believe the Urban Lord is not actually canon. It appeared in one of the games, but I don't think it ever actually got turned into a canon thing. But yeah, Rocket Pack 5, so he's got 10 of those. I think Rocket Packs give you multiple salvos. He's got a large laser minus, guarded, entrenched, and stood still. Love it.
Waiting for
That was a
orders.
plan that you should have continued to operate on. I believe that you are doing everything in your power to do exactly what you need to do to win. Just continue doing it. In the meantime, just confirm our Warlord. And yeah. And there he goes. I think we removed his jammer. Either that or he's got the jammer. I'm not sure who has the jammer in this situation, but somebody does.
Hey, yup.
The Lament. Oh, does it roll every single round? Lament, get in the water. You're all done. Finn.
Orders.
Sit still. Death Crusade, you're the man that we need. The man of the hour. Come sprinting on forward and get a direct line of sight. To the front is obviously ideal because it'll spread the damage in the most number of locations, which keeps targets alive, which we've noticed is a pretty significant problem with trying to steal somebody utilizing Inferno MRMs. Mech is shut down. There's 2 injuries left.
Orders.
Interesting. What if I just try and shoot his head off?
Got it.
No. It's only a 10%. I believe Kerensky's stick is the one with the 20% bonus. And Jester.
Ready for orders.
Actually, how good is your bonus? Stay in front of him. Just slightly.
Move order received.
Because you do have some pretty good gear on you. It is a 20%. Right. Everything off. If it misses.
Target locked.
Oh, nice! Oh, that's what we were looking for. Good job. That's entirely what I was looking for. 20% took us 8 clean off. I love this champion. That was another idea, was to turn the Marauder into basically a big champion, because it has a slot for heavy gas rifle. But I kind of want to put in either plasma or like twin UAC 5s or something like that. Or twin UAC 10s would be awesome, but I don't think the tonnage exists for that. And I sure as heck know that the tonnage doesn't exist for twin rack 5s like it should. Rack 5s are not that heavy. Come on, let me use them. 280,000 does pay for the drop cost. And there was a little bit of damage on quite a few mechs. Some mechs actually managed to get away without being touched, like the catapult. What? Huh? Not quite sure what it is I'm looking at. But the salvage screen clearly didn't load. That is unfortunate. We're gonna have to see what we want to do about this. Oh, right. So that ended up not really being salvageable, unfortunately. Ironic considering we're stuck on the salvage screen. So we had to basically go back and restart from scratch. And because we didn't make it past the salvage screen, it didn't actually save any of the progress that we had done. So I didn't really want to lose that fantastic champion headshot that occurred on the Urban Lord, because it was a really cool moment. And honestly, a half hour of recording going down the drain is always a bit of a pain. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to basically do part 2. We're going to refight the mission. We're going to redo everything, because this time hopefully we won't get stuck and maybe we'll run into some interesting gear. So we have dropped down once again on the facility. It is way over there across the way. Hopefully we don't get stuck on a rock, which it kind of looks like you might be, but I don't know that for a fact. So let's go see if we're actually stuck again, because yeah, it has been a little while since the recording was last picked up. I have been pondering as to what to do. It has been something of great concern to me, but you know what? I thought it was a pretty well-fought battle. I thought we did pretty good. We didn't take any penetrating hits, no major heavy damage. There was some damage to the Thanatos, which we are basically now resetting, but I assume it'll happen again, just based on the way that the Thanatos works. It took a critical hit to its pirate laser AMS because the overload system went too far and was unable to cope with the massive demands that we had placed upon it, even though we hadn't really placed many demands. In fact, it exploded, well, not exploded, it got damaged while we were lit on fire, so that seems like perhaps something we may want to avoid in the near future. So we're just trying to get everybody sort of out of the way, so I can finally get around to, who is it, Death Crusade? Yeah, Death Crusade, to see if he's actually stuck on a rock. He is not. Okay. Feeling so much better about this now. Alright, so we now have everybody unstuck, which is lovely, so this time I don't have to worry about having a catapult sitting around doing nothing, who is pretty integral to making sure that we would actually win the battle. And I'm going to send my laser AMS to overload once again, just in case. After all, you don't want to be caught by surprise. That is one of the biggest problems in BattleTech, is if you get caught by surprise, you're probably dead. Or at least just like that one LRM carrier that happened to be caught by surprise on turn 1 and we completely annihilated. I would like to run some more interesting mechs, something a little bit heavier, although there is a high chance the Urban Lord shows up again. There's also a fairly high chance that Heliopolis shows up, because there's always a high chance that Heliopolis shows up. If I were to play a half-skull mission, I would not be overly surprised if I ran into a Heliopolis. Probably a poorly equipped one, but still, the mech is absolutely everywhere, which actually is kind of the mech that we need. We are, in fact, in the market for a mech that has a ballistic mounted on the arm, large enough to carry some form of artillery, and we have located a light mortar carrier. It's a mortar 4, but it's got fast cam, and that means that it must die in the most powerful and painful way possible, because fast cam needs to go away. So we've laid down a sense of luck. We're also going to give our listen kill, or follow leader, not listen kill, and nail him pretty good. He is at full health, so this is not going to be an easy chip-away knockout fight. This is actually going to be something we're going to have to do. And a mongoose, okay, so that's a nice little light mech, which kind of has me hoping that we may actually run into something really cool, like, say, oh, I don't know, a Templar, or, you know, other fantastic mechs that manage to actually show up. Now, we could sort of aim in 2 different ways, depending on how we wanted to do that whole fire support mech that we're on the hunt for. One way, of course, is to see if we can't manage to find a mech equipped with missiles and try and go Arrow 4s, because oh, that was really good hit. Because Arrow 4s tend to be a fantastic option for that sort of artillery. However, Long Toms actually do more damage in direct fire in this game. So, I may want to try and find one of those. In that case, I'm going to need ballistic arms. There we go. Mortar carrier's off the field, and I don't have to worry about mines, at least not from him. Could be from others, though, so that is always a concern. Make sure you keep an eye out, because mines are everywhere. Mockingbird, bring the Rakatar on forward, so once it actually finally manages to get a lot of sun on something, we will be able to just fill it full of bullet holes. Lots and lots of shells. I'm very much looking forward to that. So by now, MechWarrior 5 has come out, I believe. Right? When is this going up? I have no idea. Saturday? Yeah, we're getting a little bit ahead because, well, we're going to be streaming MechWarrior 5 all week, and I can't possibly imagine trying to stream and record enough episodes for all of the things. And that's nasty. Okay, so we got a hybrid LRM Thunderbolt carrier, which is never completely something you want to run into. And you'll notice that our sensor ring is too short, so I can't sensor lock onto him. All right, 15%. We may as well shoot. It's not the worst thing in the world. We missed by 25, 51, and 60 something. So that clearly is not going to get killed by that. However, we are about to get artillery barraged. Luckily for us, however, we currently do have a small bonus on our side in that we will be backed up by the Thanatos. Yes, the Thanatos, which will do great things to us. Alright, small laser, triple mediums, and a streak SRM 2. Can I see your head equipment? I can. Sensor recon is good and interesting to steal. Are you? You are XL engine. So that means you're incredibly weak and vulnerable to being killed. Endo and Pharaoh, jump jets on that. Do you have any sort of fun electronic equipment that I'd like to steal? I'm thinking mainly, Beagle Probe is interesting, but not worth grabbing. So lob over at this hybrid carrier. It's not going to be a ton, just a little bit in order to sort of get us started, and eventually we will make him hurt. Kind of wish I had tandem LRMs. That would be a lot of fun. We actually ran into tandem LRMs, and I decided not to buy them because, as cool as they are, there were better things to buy. I can't remember quite what I took on that one. I think it was a weapon of some kind. Alright, do I have a shot? In a matter of speaking. Missed by 23 and 24, so at least she's consistent. Howl is nothing if not consistent. Blasting away. Did you shoot anybody in the back? No, and no. Okay, feeling good about that one then. If you had managed to shoot somebody in the back, I wouldn't be all that surprised, and I would prefer it not to happen. Oh, this is not a way down. This is, in fact, the way down, so we're going to have to waste a little bit of movement on that one. Stretch this Kerensky stick a little bit further back than I want it to be, but that'll be fine. At the end of the day, Kerensky stick, when it actually gets into a fight, is going to just absolutely murder things. Much like how my awesome little champion is. I love this little guy. I am so proud of how it turned out. I'm thrilled about it. And the AMS kicking in, making sure that nobody gets to do nothing. So that was 30 missiles. So are we running into some sort of pirate hybrid LRM carrier? Yeah, it's a light LRM carrier with triple LRM 10. Interesting. Okay, we actually ran into one of those recently. It is equipped with SAM LRMs, so that tells us a little bit something about what they were expecting. And makes me a little bit surprised that it didn't try and shoot down our Leopard when it dropped in, although we did drop behind a nice little rise. Thanatos, continue forward. And if you have a shot, take it. Coin flip.
Roger that. Firing on target.
Aha! Nice shooting there. So, Silver Blood Gauss, I'm still not super sold on it. Like, it does some interesting work, and it kind of fills that artillery role. And one of my thoughts was, maybe I just want to go in and just use the Thanatos as a long tom carrier and see what that would end up doing. Because if I pulled off that Silver Blood Gauss, I believe it's almost the same tonnage for a sniper. So I'm not quite sure about the long tom. I imagine that would be something in the neighborhood of 20-something tons. So, but we'll find out more later. Hi, yeah, you're just, I'm gonna kill you. At the end of the day, you're not all that special. Managed to hit him 2 times. That is not having a good day for him. Structure exposed. He did manage to reduce that by 40 damage each shot, which is pretty impressive. However, I'm just gonna rush on forward, get a decent shot. Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought. I thought that he had actually managed to shoot things that weren't actually there. Fire everything. Keep the pressure up, keep the damage going. Punch through that frontal armor and let us just break him. We broke him. Alright, and the coolant flush kit is immediately kicking on. So the garrison is apparently unescorted, so that is very unfortunate for him. So, see if we can't get a line of sight. It's not going to be the... there it is. That was the line of sight I was looking for. There we go. And lay a sensor lock down on you. So it's not going to be a great accurate shot, of course, but that would be. I want to take him out. Oh, you managed to hit him just the one time, which is good. So we have at least a little bit of damage going down on the target. Champion rushing on forward as well, hoping to try and catch up to the Charger, which is kind of ironic and hilarious, but the Charger is wickedly fast. 400 rated fusion core on that thing, and it still managed to cram in both of the boomsticks for the LB-20Xs, which is just so much fun. The ability to just bust around an LBX-20 is hilarious to me, because I've got 2 of them, which means I have more firepower than Vindicator, and I'm just as mobile, well, actually more mobile in terms of just movement, although the Vindicator does have jump jets, so that makes him a little bit better in that role. Speaking of Vindicators, I haven't actually run into one in a very long time. Just been thinking about things that I haven't seen recently. Fire. Oh, nice and solid. He's feeling bad on that one, which gives us the Inspired bonus, which the biggest thing about being Inspired is the fact that you get a 5% bonus to all your accuracy. Rakadar continuing to move forward, another one of our direct fire support mechs, not exactly designed to sort of get in on the mix of combat, more designed to stay on the edge of combat and just rip everything up, because whenever it takes aim at something, it tends to disappear in pretty rapid fashion, actually. Well, the Kerensky sticks sort of hold down our entire left side. Oh, I recognize this map. You spawn in here, you have to move... I will explain the map in a moment, after I finish shooting down most of those incoming missiles. How many was that actually got through? 15 of 30. So you spawn here, you have to move up here, fight the convoy right in here, and then your evac zone is, or the enemy out zone is like right there. We had a pretty phenomenal battle many episodes ago at this point. The catapult, you know what, we're gonna turn on both of these. I'm gonna set them both to SRMs, I'm gonna set them to Infernos, and if you manage to survive this salvo, then I will attempt to capture you. But if you do, of course, manage to survive that salvo, obviously I'm not going to fire anything except the catapult at you, because otherwise the heavy MRMs will just butcher you. And that's 200. You're offline.
Connection on that one.
Good. I'm just gonna stand still. That's how confident I'm feeling. That also gets me under temperature, which is always good. The Lament can shift slightly over to the side for a side angle shot. Not you, but in fact you, and triple PPC. 1, 2, and... Didn't see the third one, but apparently it missed. Alright, so we just have the Curitan garrison to have to worry about, which means everybody else can now see about how to get down this hill. Ah, yes, the road over here. Or maybe down the uneven terrain there would work as well. But we're going to take the road, or whatever fashion we can, on towards the base so that we can claim it. After all, it is now ours by victory and proxy, I suppose. So we're just going to rush on in there, and yeah, basically this is where we spawned last time, right on the edge here. I think that's how that worked. Anyway, there's ups over here and here that we can go and head for, which we'll use to actually nail the base itself. If the base has defenses, we will have to overcome them in some fashion, but I hope that it... Well, actually, no, I kind of hope that it does have defenses of particularly heavy, awesome weapons that I can utilize. Dude, you are just in so much trouble.
Good to go.
My champion could actually just annihilate you, but my champion can annihilate pretty much anybody that it sets its mind to. It is well equipped for multiple roles. 4 medium lasers is just a solid backup for any tonnage, honestly. If you can cram 4 medium lasers in anything, that's a solid amount of firepower that can just allow you to continue to engage things. There's actually a lot of light mechs that are designed particularly with that in mind. So Jenners specifically come to mind. I prefer the Jenner version that does not have the missile launcher for the additional armor, although perhaps that is somewhat pointless when you consider that you almost have no armor anyway, so you may as well get the additional DPS, but it becomes a little bit of an awkward thing to say, because especially in tabletop you're going to get shot back at a lot. So, but the 4 medium lasers is a lot of fun to have, just as a backup to make sure that you never find yourself completely outgunned. You will always have something to do things with. Good, Finn. Glad to see that you're still fighting with us. You can move right there, I suppose, so that you can still sort of see over the edge. You're going to take aim at an arm because it doesn't really matter. And that way it'll avoid hitting the very badly damaged areas on another 190 health. And he's still hanging on there. He thinks he's got this. He's feeling a bit stressed, though. Charger coming surging down the alleyway, which is always lovely. I love how fast that mech is. Like, you have no idea. Well, actually, no, I've probably explained it many times, but I am just so thrilled about how that mech turned out. Like, it is everything I wanted. There are minor modifications that still need to be made to it to make it absolutely perfect, which mainly is putting in a pair of recoil upper pluses, which have the additional accuracy bonus, and maybe a ballistic fire control system plus, in order to just make it work even better, although it does have a flak fire control system, I believe, which is pretty decent too, because that just allows us to get -2 evasion, which you combine that with the bonus you get from cluster rounds, and it just becomes a monster.
Hey there.
Alright, Charger, continue your pace forward. It shouldn't take you long to get pretty much anywhere you set your mind to. You are just sort of that mech if you desire it. Oh good, Finn came up first. Take aim. How much health is left in this arm? Right, we will blow that arm up if we shoot at it. This leg shall have to suffice. Don't hit the torsos, don't hit the torsos. Fail? Aha! Okay, good. So we did manage to get all of that. If nothing else, we can just grab all of its parts and sell it. I don't really have any interest in getting my hands on those missile launchers, but okay, good. Heatsink nominal.
Good to go.
Feeling happy about that one. You can only run that heatsink for so long until it finally sort of explodes on you. It doesn't really explode too badly, it just removes the ability, and also then you have to fix it and repair, which really kind of sucks, because you don't want to have to do that. But the additional heatsink that you can throw in for a radical heatsink kit is just amazing.
Got it.
I don't know if that thing is actually canon, but it is just so much fun to have. Which is why we try and hunt them down as much as possible. They're well worth stealing. Because they can make it so you can run a mech really, really hot. So long as you have a good enough pilot to do it. So we have the advantage of having some fairly decent pilots at this point. We don't have any real great pilots. I mean, Mockingbird has a 10 in ballistics, which is really helpful. And Finn has a 10 in sensors, but we're working on it. And eventually we'll get there. It just seems like progression is very slow at the moment, which it kind of is.
Need something, Chief?
Because they wanted to make sure, after all, it is a very long game, so they can't have you just leveling up all over the place. They don't want you to have max 10 pilots all the time. Although, more abilities would be nice to have post 10. That'd be really cool. But for the future. Maybe if I want to mod it myself. Alright, we have identified the facility, and I assume there will be reinforcements. Do we have anything on sensors? We do not. I'll try to get into the capture zone before they actually show up. That way I won't have to turn back for it. See, that's one of the things that I really don't like about these missions, is if you end up getting involved in a fight away from the facility, then you finish the fight and then you have to trudge on back towards the facility in order to finish it off. And it's like, game, please just let me leave. Clearly there is nobody else here. We have claimed the location. You may now allow me to, like, finish this. Unfortunately, the game does not agree, and it's like, no. You must stand on victory in order for it to actually count. So Timberwolf is scouting ahead forward and aggressively, as it often does. Timberwolves are kind of good at that. Fast, nimble, maneuverable, and with good firepower. That is basically the postcard of the entirety of the Timberwolf line. There are versions of it, I imagine, that are pretty terrible, and I imagine most of those are Solar 7 Gladiator versions. But yeah, Timberwolves are a lot of fun. I'm very happy we managed to get our hands on one. It's such a wonderful mech. The only thing I'm not happy with our current Timberwolf is the fact that it doesn't use its missile ears, which kind of makes me sad, because a Timberwolf without missile ears is, well, not really much of a Timberwolf now, is it? It just becomes a bit of a bleh. So, what I'm saying is I need to somehow figure out how to cram in additional missile launchers onto it. Unfortunately, I think what basically maxed this mech out, it can't do much else. So if I wanted the Gauss rifles and the medium lasers, I have to kind of be happy with what I've got. Although originally the mech was going to have 2 MML-10s, unfortunately I couldn't figure out how to add in the ammunition on top of that, and I finally gave up. Maybe Heavy Ferro. I wonder if I have the space for that. Because it has Clan Endo built into it. Although that would make repairs take a lot longer, unfortunately.
Standing by.
Okay, lovely. Get the charger on into a position where it can move up the road, I suppose, because that's probably where we're moving to next. Should reinforcements arrive, which they might not. The game may have decided to cheat me out of awesome victory by suddenly making it so no enemy forces will show up. We do have a pacify the area order, so there is that. Oh, looks like she ran off something over. I thought something broke on a mech, and I'm like, no! Don't do that! The enemy could also show up over on the other side, so I do need to be cognizant of that. Because right now, the only salvage we're really looking at is, unfortunately, a single, whatchamacallit, a single mongoose, which is not really great salvage. I mean, I'll take it and I'll sell it for parts, but still, it's not exactly what I would like to prioritize. The cape. Everybody together. Don't spread out too much. Keep the twin lance units together. There we go. We got reinforcements to work with now. Not up there, though. Or at least not that we can see just yet. Oh, they are up there. Okay, we got an Icarus, too. That's a fine medium mech. Is it one with an AC-10? Because it kind of feels like it might be. And a party truck. So another party truck has returned with its disco lasers. Getting a lot of hits into the Lament's left torso. And causing some heat, which is less than ideal.
My old mama can hit harder than that.
Don't tempt these people. They have disco. And we wouldn't necessarily want to incur the wrath. Oh, a Thunderbolt. That would be I'd love to take a Thunderbolt. There's a player in our Mech HQ game, Brick, who drives a Thunderbolt, and it is proven to be a fairly solid mech, actually. Like, I've never been a huge fan of Thunderbolts, mainly because in Season 1... never mind, I'm sorry. Sorry, Brick, but your Thunderbolt's on hold. We got a Mackie. We're stealing that. Alright, Charger, come on. It's time to get into a duel. Actually, I'm going to try and steal both. I will attempt to grab both of them. Because technically we can do that. We have the mechs and technology, and those mechs are heavy enough that we can actually do it. So I think that it's worth giving it a shot. So Icarus is cute. Like, don't get me wrong, it's interesting, but it's a primitive Icarus. Don't want to deal with that. The Thunderbolt is fairly solid. 1 triple medium laser, LRM-15, SRM-2, large laser, twin machine guns. Rip out those machine guns fast. If you get your hands on a Thunderbolt, pull out the machine guns. They're gonna get you killed. Also, there's a ton of machine gun ammo in the center torso, which will get you killed. The Mackie is an AC-5, so this is a base Mackie. Ooh, cool. Alright, so, yeah, Icarus, sorry, but I don't necessarily need to keep you alive either. But I'm not going to do anything with your sensor lock, so I can save it for later.
What are your orders, Skipper?
The lament. Le coup. I don't know. I imagine I would want to say something in French, but... Fire! Oh, solid hits. That was pretty good. Show me that forward armor is non-existent anymore. Beautiful. Alright, let's rush on in, see if we can't get a little bit of pressure onto the enemy, namely the Icarus, because, again, we're trying to save the T-Bolt. I could try and... No. I'm sorry, Shade, but I can't afford to try and save all 3. Maybe we'll get really lucky and she'll take the head off. That'd be awesome. If my champion just sort of came on in and tore his head clean off, that would be perfectly awesome. Rush on forward, take aim. 37. You know what? It's possible. Let's amp it up. 43. Yeah. A heavy Gauss rifle when it hits something.
Target neutralized.
Sorry, Shade. My favorite mech just killed your favorite mech. Well, I don't know if it's actually his favorite mech, but yeah, it kind of laid into him like it was nobody's business. Ragged target, ready to rock and roll. This is the first time it's actually shooting all game. Triples. Also good. So we have dealt with 50% of the enemy reinforcements, which now means I need Death Crusade onto the T-Bolt. Sure, why not? You can actually handle it. Gauss rifle off. How's your sensor problems? Max range, target moved, no visual. Get it started. That'll be the key. We need to get this started. 45 heat is a respectable starting area, especially if he decides that he wants to start engaging a little bit more. We're going to rush on forward with the Thanatos, so it is providing the AMS bubble. I can talk, I swear. Oh, it just crits from being on? Wow, I didn't realize that. I'm going to have to take that into account in future tactics. Alright, move on forward and stand still. You're just going to have to eat a lot of firepower. Same thing with the Charger. The Charger is probably a fairly decent tank, though. Does the Charger have any special armor? You have Pharaoh, right? Yeah, you have Pharaoh clan. So stand still. Look at him. Look mean. Be angry looking so that the enemy fears you and knows that you will not mess around with him. And you can see the T-Bolt. Okay. Wow, that accuracy is just garbage. Yeah, we're not even in range. I mean, I'm going to reset it just to make sure, but I don't think... Yeah, we're not in range. Alright, save another round.
Commander.
Gauss Wolf, going to move on forward. I would prefer the Gauss Wolf not get shot as much. It tends to be really expensive to repair. So, I mean, it's kind of comes with the territory. If you're going to be fielding a Timberwolf, you're going to be dealing with just outrageous repair costs. It's kind of like owning a really expensive car, like, say, a Bugatti Veyron, which I suppose is probably the perfect representation of a Timberwolf, a Bugatti Veyron. Because they're both woefully impractical, sort of the pinnacle of what can be achieved with what they've got. And everybody wants them. Well, not everybody, but most people want them. Okay, Mockingbird. Bring the Rektar on forward. Keep it in cover, because you have a side torso, which, if it pops, will take out the entire mech. And that unjams all the guns. So that's making life just a little bit easier. My champion shall zip on forward. I could use acid, but I don't want to. I don't want to fire my acid rounds into him. That's the other advantage I could get. I could be satisfied with a ton of each Inferno and acid if I were to go down to an MML-10. Alright, Mackie, what you doing? What's Big Mac going to do? Big Mac gonna shift on forward. Fire everything he's got, managed to hit us with a laser, which is respectable. I respect that. I'm gonna light you on fire, but I respect you as a mech. So let's go see what the Thunderbolt's gonna do. A very old classic design as well, and yeah, you don't get to do nothing. 15 of 15. That's beautiful. That's everything I could ever hope for. Was that everything you tried to do? I kind of feel sorry. Well, yeah, because your heat is probably way outrageous. Alright. Coach, you can do nothing. So you're just going to walk on forward through the forest. We're going to keep that 20% damage reduction. Paradox as well. Charger, just going to sort of walk on forward. I want the enemy to not be happy that I'm here. The Thunderbolt is not great in a brawl, at least not this one, but it's not awful. Catapult. Run the catapult. It is the running of the catapults. 42%. Can I buff that with a sensor lock, please? Oh, that's the Mackie. T-bolt as well. Yeah, we're going to focus on the T-bolt, just get him shut offline, and then I can... Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but hey, we'll take the shutdown. Alright, and the reason why I did that is because the Mackie is fairly decently armored. Oh yeah, you have a 20% headshot potential. I'm going to wait until you have a higher well, shut up everything. Go for his head. He missed entirely, which is fine. The goal is to take his head, not to kill him. Well, to kill the pilot, but not the mech. And we'll rush the gas wolf on over here, being extra aggressive and forward. Death Crusade can now come striding forward. In fact, Death Crusade I should probably invest in just trying to pop the Thunderbolt. So aim for his face, and we'll go with a single round of incendiary MRMs. After this, it's going to be nothing but the Infernos.
Commander?
Because he just can't handle the heat. Well, he can't handle the damage. Although they are in cover, so that's actually helping quite a bit. With them being in cover, they take less damage from the incoming MRMs, which means that we will have a less of a chance of killing them. Set it to just on mode, leave it like that. We'll fix the crit later. So I'm going to have to just keep in mind that at the end of every round, it just kind of tries to blow up. Okay, standing still. We're going to knock you over next round. It's going to be great. You're going to have to sort of deal with that as it comes up. What's Big Mac going to do? Big Mac about to set up. He about to shoot. Maybe he's going to walk through the fire. Please walk through the fire. Just do me that favor. He's going to back up. Jammer removed. Blasting at the champion. I think he's recognized the headshot threat. That's right. I'm coming for you. You can't stop it. Jester's up.
Yes, Commander.
All right, Jester. You're going to right up and chop him. Take aim at his face.
Locking on target.
That was a right arm.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
And a knockdown. But I wanted to kill him. I don't know if that removes my ability to get maximum parts from him. We'll find out in a moment. So sprint on forward. Right there. Oh, one of them's jammed. That'll be fun. Oh, he did hit the head. Something hit the head. Huh, I wonder why I didn't kill him then. He only fired the one thing. And plus 100 heat.
Scored a critical hit.
Is that a torso destroyed or just a damaged? It's just damage, okay. He's got almost nothing left of that head.
Confirmed.
The Lament. Shift on forward, just be aggressive, look dangerous, make it so the enemy has to pay attention to you.
Standing by.
The Rakatar, again, also looking dangerous. The sort of mech that you want to fear. After all, it has twin rack 5s. That is the sort of mech that you do not want to fight. Paradox's Charger could also sort of rush on up into the area, be aggressive. Hey, look at me. I'm a Charger, I'm deadly, I'm dangerous. You want to do something about that, right? Tough luck, buddy. You're not going to be able to do nothing to me. Set up right so. Lock it in. There's Death Crusade.
What can I do you for?
I want you to basically run right up on top of this Mackie and just start lighting him on all the fire that you can manage. So, let it rip. Oh, wow. Straight shutdown. No ifs, ands, or buts about that one. Alright, so both mechs are currently offline. One of them's on the ground and not exactly in great condition. The other one is also on the ground and not exactly in great condition. Although he has more health. You're both too hot to start up. Pilots, just get out of the mech.
Good to go.
Get out of the damn mech, Shinji. Does this fit? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Set up. You're going to activate both. Actually, no, you're just going to activate the one. You're just going to keep trying to cook him out of the mech. Oh, nope, never mind. LRM ammunition explosion.
Hey there.
Alright. Brace Paradox.
Hunkering down.
Just get close to him. Just make him freak out. That's kind of the goal here. Jester as well. Coming on forward. I mean, Jester could take a shot. I mean, there is the chance, but I don't want to mess this one up. I messed up the Thunderbolt. I don't want to mess this one up. So we're going to move the Gas Wolf in as well. Just sort of crowding around him. I wonder how the pilot feels about that. Sitting in his mech that is clearly on fire. And he's just sort of looking at these Oh, you son of a gun. He jammed it. Look at these mercs just sort of congregating around you.
Commander?
I wonder how that feels.
I'm there.
Although we've never really been in one of those situations before. Alright, we're all set. He gets to be too hot for startup. Yep, we get that. Kinda sucks that I didn't get to... Oh, he's improved to confident. Dude, don't feel confident. That's just flexing.
Copy that, Commander.
Give him a bit of a kick to the back. Don't feel confident, buddy. Good, he's unsettled. Let's see, Paradox. Can you also kick him in the back? That is also a back hit. Oh, who's not with the Charger? Not with the charger. No, 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 no. I'll kick you in the back using the champion, because the champion can't really kill you too much, but he can make you unhappy.
What's up, Commander?
Finn first. Or maybe not. Death Crusade. Take aim at his head. MRM's on. I wish you could set him to half damage. Okay, knockdown, 171 heat. Will the pilot stick with the mech? This becomes the real question. Okay, pilot is stressed. Good. Now Finn is up. Finn's going to lock onto him. In close range, targeting his head. MML Infernos to the maximum. See if we can't get the pilot out of the mech. He's out. Okay, lovely. So that worked. So I think that one ended up on a little bit better note. I do feel a little bit sorry, though. I wasn't able to fully steal a couple of the mechs, but not bad. Could have gone a little bit better, but those Inferno heavy MRMs are really sort of hard to steal people with. They just deal so much damage. It's so powerful, and I love it. All right, what do we got to work with here? 280,000. Contract increased by 10%. Nobody took too much damage. I mean, the champion took a pretty rough hit from that one. Actually, what shot you? Must have been like an AC5 or something. Oh, the Mackie comes in quantities. So I'll be able to get the entire Mackie. Lovely. The Thunderbolt detonated in a billion. Make sure we have the Mackie. Mackie, quantity 1. Mackie, quantity 1. Mackie, or quantity 2 and quantity 2. That's 5 parts to a Mackie. Lovely. Any other stuff that we need? Particularly engines will probably be in high demand. 360 rated fusion core. I'm on board. Excel engine, no thank you. Pharaoh, single heat and cooling. Yeah, because it's a primitive mech. It had a whole bunch of standard parts onto it. Rebuilding this thing is probably going to be a little bit rough, but we're going to give it a shot. We got ourselves a Mackie, boys. Did not get the Mongoose, which I would have imagined would be hilarious. Got the AC5 and a large laser, so we can put weapons on the Mackie. And the heatsink +3. Oh, that's lovely. So I didn't have one of those. I can now mount it onto the mech, whichever happens to get it. Jump jets, small, quantity 2, and some ammunition for that AC5. But, yeah, it's going to have to probably have an artillery piece of some description. I think I have the sniper. I'm not sure. I don't remember if I ended up selling that sniper or not. Because if I still have it, it's going on there. But I don't know. Other options, of course, Gauss rifles. Because the Mackie has a ballistic arm, which I would like to use for some pretty fun stuff. And if I can get like a full-on artillery piece onto it, that might be ideal. Which now means I have 200-ton mechs, which are in need of money and repair. Oh god. 23,230 for the next 4 days is not terrible. We can work with that. Catapult's going to take a day. The Lament is taking 2 days. Really, we're going to be ready to rock and roll in 2 days. So that's not much of a problem. Let's go take a look. Storage. Hi. I'm going to sell the Thunderbolt part, because if I'm getting the Thunderbolt, I'm going to get it in one go. And the Icarus as well. 87,000. And ready up a Mackie, please.
That mech you wanted?
Oh, yeah. Let's go check it out. Hello, Mackie. They really did a phenomenal job on the model and the skin for this big mech. I really do like the astronaut helmet, which is so cool. I love this mech. This is such a cool mech. This was the first assault mech we ever got in RogueTech way back in season 2 of us playing BattleTech in general. Our first season of RogueTech was Star Wars Sardaukar. Was a Mackie, and at the time the Mackie was nothing more than a big urban mech. And now we have a Mackie again. Oh, it saved the PPC. And it has the heatsink ×3. Okay, as you can see, a lot of primitive gear here. So I think you have a 360 rated fusion core? You did. Okay, so that's where that came from. So if I were to go engines, cores, throw in the 360. Actually, what would a 340 do? 340 still fits that core. Oh, can you does that not change your movement? 7.4? 8.4. Okay, so it runs a little bit further. We'll try with a smaller engine, just to sort of get an idea of what we want to do with it. So that gives us 24 tons, which is bad, but a couple of things. First and foremost, if I come over to engines, I actually do have a standard fusion core, which if I put that in there, it doesn't affect the price much at all. I would like to put in a light or an XL, though. Like, a light would give me 36 tons. An XL clan would give me 43 tons to play with. It does have a single dual ballistic arm. Let's go take a look to see if we actually have that. First, I'll pull that out. This will probably be what I'll start with. But primitive engine, primitive armor, sensors, cockpit, and fire control system, all that primitive, but that's kind of to be expected. So what we can think about doing is, if I come into no etc. With the sniper cannon, I don't think I have a sniper. Unfortunately, we do not have an artillery piece of any kind, but that's kind of what I want to put in here. We give it a full-on artillery treatment. Crazy with it. And we don't actually need that much tonnage to do that, although it does feel like a little bit of a waste. It only has 7 hard points, so we're dealing with 2 energy, or with 4 energy and 3 ballistic, and 1 support. Where's that support? It is mounted in the torso, unfortunately. I was hoping it was a center torso mounted, and then I could throw in the integrated laser AMS, and that would be awesome. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. I do, of course, need to swap out its sensors and everything. We don't really know what it's going to do, though, which makes that a little bit more difficult. But yeah, this is going to be... I have to put a fusion core into it if I want to build it at all. Because otherwise there's not enough space and I can't confirm it. Well, I can. So it's going to cost us 322,000 Seabills, but only for 12 days. If I max armor, we go up to 19 days. I may want to do that. But yeah, the Mackey's going to give us some interesting options because it now has a large ballistic arm, which our Atlas does not. So the Atlas doesn't have anything like that. So I'm actually tempted to sell the Kraken to build the Mackey. Oh, the reason is because we've already got an Atlas before. Like, we've had these Macs. Atlases are awesome, don't get me wrong, but I've never had a Mackie before, and I'd like to build one because I think it'd be cool. Put in a big old ballistic, some sort of sniper, at least. Sniper, or maybe a heavy Gauss rifle. Well, I can't mount a heavy Gauss rifle in an arm, unfortunately. But that might be an idea. I'm waffling on a little bit because I'm really excited about this. Alright, let's just pull the ammo out. If I pull this out, watch. Jumps up 150,000 Seabills. Just to pull it out. Reset. Pull everything out. That and that. So we'll get to work on that. Just to get a rebuild of it so it's back in normal shape. And we'll do the same thing with the Atlas. So we're just gonna patch and pull out the stuff I'm not gonna be using. Which is honestly... pretty much everything. Except for, of course, that heatsink kit. That's going to cost us 500,000 Seabills in 20 days. So the Atlas can operate better as a melee mech because it has all of the arm systems. And also access... this will be interesting. So we got 2 of our 100-ton mechs currently in the build queue, or at least the repair queue. Then, of course, we have this Marauder we got to do something with. Probably going to sell this for a little bit of seed money. Because at the end of the day, the Burner Boy is not really in the league. I'm not really sure about what to do with the Warhammer, because the Warhammer is kind of in a pretty rough shape as well. We're going to have to think a little bit more on that. The Pulsapult days are also probably numbered. I mean, it's got a whole ton of great gear on board I don't want to lose, but I'm not sure what to do with it. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. I have been Tarek. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. Before I see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment. Make sure you join us for our streams on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and for any other day that we stream. Not quite sure how many days we've streamed at this point, as I'm not quite sure when this episode's going up. But yeah, we're going to also be celebrating the stream of MechWarrior 5 by streaming pretty much every single day with members of the community like you. So if you have any interest in that, make sure you join the Discord so you can talk to Sprogue to figure out exactly when we can slot you in. And I will see you all in the next episode.